Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Laura at Hyperstamper. I have today's junk journal to show you. This is a 1940s version of Peter Painter, and this one is really quite sweet. Look at the little Peter the elf here. He's got his paintbrush and he paints through nature. I've added some vintage beads here. These Art Deco ones are especially wonderful. For a bangle and some matching ribbons here. And I put a little acorn, a real acorn, down at the bottom here because we've got forest animals, especially squirrels on there. So I thought that was kind of fun. Put a bit of vintage crochet at the top and some vintage fabric here to tie it up, and I'm going to show you this. This will be in my Etsy shop momentarily. It's hyperstamper.etsy.com, and everything in here is real ephemera. I don't use anything commercial, digital, store-bought. This is all real historical papers. So first original pages of the book here, and look at this beautiful plate, this illustration full color. The deer and little Peter Painter is going to paint the forest. We've got the squirrel and the bunny here, more deers. This is a vintage botanicals book page. Oh, Lacey's making noise in the background if you're wondering what that bumping is. She's kind of stuck somewhere. This is a wonderful page out of 1937 University of Knowledge. Just added some antique paper for journaling on the back, and that's from a Black Beauty book down there. There's another beautiful bird image here from that Handbook of Nature Study, also from the 30s. This is also from the 30s, a wonderful children's book page here. Look, John C.C., come and see, sort of like the Dick and Jane. This is a 1925 art education book page, and it's a wonderful plate. Lacey, be nice. Another wonderful children's book page there, vintage school book page, another of these wonderful nature studies pages. This came from 1905. It's lovely, and that is a British, I believe, or shall I say, let's say European, but I can Google it if somebody wants to know the actual building that is. A little journaling spot there on antique paper, more vintage botanical. I've got a vintage postcard here, Chateau Frontenac, and in this little pocket, I've got a, oh, no, Lacey, sorry, she likes the ribbon. A vintage Monopoly game piece and a 1920s banknote there. And back here, it's just stuffed in here, isn't it? I made this little book out of a vintage recipe page. And no, Lacey, no. Vintage scraps here, all throughout. Banana bread recipe. Hey, try making it. I challenged the new owner of this book to make that. Wouldn't that be fun? Here is an antique postcard from the early 1900s. It's just stunning. And speaking of early 1900s, I've got this wonderful page here from 1915 from Girls' Own Annual. Look at these beautiful botanicals. Just stunning. Very brittle. Probably will tear eventually, so you can do some nice artwork with it if that happens. But to be warned, things that are 100 years old and more are brittle. Vintage Monopoly money there, 1934 Paris, France Almanac page. This is from a vintage children's book here. Antique paper on the back for journaling. Little pocket here. And this is a pressed flower. It's really quite pretty. And antique book page pocket I made. And then up here, we have another wonderful page here from 1926. Look at that great advertisement for aspirin. And on the other side, dandruff, corns, fashions, just a ton of fun. To see something that's almost 100 years old and how things have changed and how things have stayed the same in some cases. Nice children's book page there. This I pulled from a children's book page. I just loved the colors of it. It's a school book. And so I attached some, no, Lacey, antique paper on the back. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to replace one of these ribbons. I think she just chewed a hole in it. We've got a journaling spot there. Oh my, this is my life now. Journaling spot here. Great clusters here. And this is the remnants of a canasta score pad here. Still got a page left in here. You can make things with it or journal in it. And I left the original price tag on the back, 10 cents. Isn't that great? Vintage recipe card there, a 1905 botanicals page. This is from 1850s, and this would have been 4 separate stamps that would have been layered, each one a different color that they would have stamped on there, one layer at a time, beautifully colored. More children's book pages here. Another vintage book page here from the Bobbsey Twin series. antique paper on the back, little pocket. Look at the dog and the cat. Hey, Lacey, this looks like you. This looks like Lacey, just so you know. Okay, 1930s bookkeeping page there, and there is a 1953 receipt and a research page here. It doesn't have a date, but it is well over 100 years old. 1937 here, 1800s page here. Just a little tiny booklet here I made out of vintage, oh dear, botanical. Just, oh, Lacey, you're a disaster. Okay, and here's another blank recipe card, never got used, so it's aged beautifully. Vintage stamps in here, and this is a 1937 children's school page with the teacher's corrections in red on there. I love it. 1930s children's book page here, and this lovely plate from the early 1900s, and that one is of Colorado. Isn't that beautiful? Another 1930s children's book page here from Heidi. 1951 Rochester yearbook. 1950s Pearl Shop receipt, and a 1937 diary page from February. That's from 1800s as well, this little horse piece here. And then just an antique book page here, that the story of Dr. Dolittle, that you can journal on. Another old page here, another 1937 page here. Wonderful children's book page here from the 40s. Antique music sheet. Here is another hand-typed research page here, 1888. And a doily instruction book there page, and this is a double photograph. There's Grandma on the SS Tudasak and Thousand Islands. You can see a little, it's not very good on camera, but you'll see a little island in the back there. This is the interior spine of a book. This is the back cover of a music sheet piece. And that brings us to the end of our book. So I hope you love it as much as I love making it, and as much as Lacey liked chewing it. Come back soon. Bye for now.